For those who don't know me, my name is Musa, and I run a solar marketing agency. Essentially, we're a marketing agency within the solar niche, and we help residential solar companies get more appointments. The way we do this is, of course, we're starting with lead gen, ending with appointment setting, our lead gen being Facebook ads, and then ending with appointment setting, which is our backend system that I've mentioned in the previous videos. You can go over those to kind of get an idea of how exactly we fulfill the end of the funnel. Now, in this video, I'll be more so talking about cold calling and essentially client acquisition. And by client acquisition, I mean, of course, getting more business in for your agency, etc. One of the ways you can do this is through cold calling. Now, this is something that I used at the start. It's something I no longer use, but when I was getting my first client, then yeah, this was what kind of got me the first start. Um, and yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about today. So, a lot of you have realized would be asking me about a cold calling script or where to get leads from, where to scrape leads from for like business owners in the solar niche. A perfect one that you can look at is Apollo. Apollo has really good leads. There's another one called Better Business Bureau as well. And in terms of scripts, I would say try find a script that kind of gives them not too much but not too little. And this is what I'll be going over within the script. It starts out with, hey, is this, say, for example, we'll be calling up John. Hey, is this John? John answers, of course, and says, yeah, it is. Who's calling? Wonderful. This is Musa. We haven't spoken before. Can I let you know why I've called? Now, you want to say these first two as you're a confused customer. Kind of, if you were to adopt a persona of your grandma. That's kind of lost. Like a kind of confused customer. Take it as you will. But when I was being told this, my coach, I remember he told me, adopt a confused grandma tone or like, just a confused person. Now, the script goes on to say, yes, tell me why the hell you're calling me, right? You tell them exactly what you do, right? That your team works with solar companies within area X to help them get more jobs. And you're looking more to expand because of your success, right? Within doing that. And you never want to just leave that as a statement. You want to ask a question at the end of it. Something like, can I let you know why it's going so well for us? Or can I let you know about the results that these guys have produced? Or can I let you know about, how this can benefit you? And then, of course, they would say yes, but some of the times they would just say no, right? If they say no as just a no and then they don't hang up, you still have more meat, right? Because the reason I say you still have more meat on the bone is they haven't hung up for a reason. The reason that they have not hung up is because they're waiting for you to tell them a bit more to that, right? They're still actually interested. Even if they've said no, hanging up means that they're completely not interested. Them staying on the call, I just want you guys to have this in mind. As long as you have a prospect on the call, they are still interested. They're just waiting for you to say some keywords for them to hear out. Normally, that is the price. Normally, that is the person you've worked for. Normally, that is what it will cost them or what you're doing or your workflow or your pipeline, whatever it is. But they're waiting for a few keywords to it in terms of how it can work for them. Now, as long as they've said no and they're still on the line, you need to ask them, is it because you're already full at job capacity and can't take any more? Most of the time you'd hear no, right? So it's a trust-based issue, which is valid. why the hell would they trust you? And it's a complete cold call. They barely know anything about you, right? So if they tell you no, it's just not something we're looking at this moment. Um, we receive thousands of offers like these before, right? You can tell them, hey, look, I'm just gonna, for the next 10 seconds, tell you exactly what we do because maybe this is probably different. And I think it is. And you can also tell them, hey, like, I don't know who you've been speaking to, but I can guarantee you what I'm about to offer you is not like anyone else's because you're probably the first person that's heard this. Now, whether they'll believe it or not, that's fine. But most of the time, they'll give you a chance because they're giving you the benefit of the doubt over here, right? They'll chuckle and be like, haha, I doubt it. But at the end of the day, as long as you go through your script, the way the script is designed is that at the end of the script, you're supposed to leave with a much more confident prospect than at the start. So as long as you're peeling up their layers, right? Imagine an onion. As long as you're peeling down the layers, it's fine. Whether it whether it causes someone to tear as you're peeling the layers, it's fine as long as you're getting to the core of it. You mentioned this part. Okay, so we work by adding a minimum of 5 quotes to our clients' workload every month on the condition that we only get paid if our leads are actually workable and qualified for your business. If you aren't able to give a quote, then we don't get paid. I'll explain more about this offer in the next video. Um, the next part says, sounds fair. As I've said, you never want to leave just an open-ended statement. Most of the time, they'll say yes. I'll say around 5% of people would say no to this and just simply hang up. Normally, if you get a no at this point over here, uh, they would simply just hang up. But if they don't, answer them with this part. Now, I want to show you rather than tell you this. Very, very important part. This is now where you start going to book your meeting. If they would ask you, hey, like I don't want to hop on a meeting. Let's just talk now. I just want to know your price and everything. You tell them, okay, look, John, would it make sense for me to charge you the same way as someone that wants to go from point A to Z, as someone that would like to go from point A to B? The person that's going from point A to B may not, require as much. And again, there'd be no reason for me to charge them just because they're going from point A to B. If I'm working with a big level guy, of course I'm going to charge them from point A to Z, and this is where you get to a point where you're kind of grappling around price. Does this cost me anything up front? How much do I have to pay if there's something up front here and there? And so look, whether it's upfront or not depends on where you're at. Leave it at that. Or instead, you can tell them, hey, whether it's upfront or not, we have, John, I have 4 different pricing schemes that I have within my business, and each one of those 4 is dependent on where each person is at. I have guys on this offer, I have guys on this offer, I have guys on this offer. It only makes sense to me if you're able to afford it. That's what I care about the most, John. And that's what the meeting is for tomorrow, is to see, can you afford offer A, or can you afford offer B, or can you afford offer C? But I can guarantee you there's 1 or 2 even out of those offers that will be within, your requirements. Most of the time you get a guy that says, yeah, okay, when let's do it for tomorrow, same time. Right? And tell them, hey, I'm gonna send you a meeting link to your email and to your SMS. Just show up for tomorrow's meeting, and we can continue talking about how we can get you guys more installs by the end of this month. That's when you already have a booked meeting. That's when you'd end the call. Only end the call when you've booked them in. I repeat this, only end the call once you've booked them in. Right? So as they're speaking, right? They need to tell you like their details, what email, you're putting that all in, right? Ask them, hey, what phone number should I send the meeting reminder to? You put that into the Calendly link. That is when you're done with the call. Once they've received the invitation and once you book them in. In the next video, I may mention more about the tonality and the offer that I'd highlighted before. If it's something that you guys are interested in, just comment down below and let me know. Other than that, reach out to me on Instagram or anywhere else, LinkedIn, whatever the case is. And yeah, just let me know if you found this video useful. Bye bye.